All right, Bargani, part two of our breakdown of the romanticism, lies, and stuff about Abraham Lincoln as this great emancipator, which he wasn't. So we covered one about his attitudes towards blacks. Yet he blamed black Americans for the Civil War, okay? He said if it wasn't for us and enslavement, there wouldn't be a Civil War. He also blamed Harriet Beecher Stowe in her book Uncle Tom's Cabin, which at the time was one of the most, next to the Bible, was one of the most widely published books in the world. He blamed Harriet Beecher Stowe also. Got more for you. Hold on. Here's his quote. Consider what we know to be truth. Before your race among us, talking about the white folks, there could not be a war. Again, you don't have to rely on Netflix to research this. Here's a link to his primary source, Lincoln's address on colonization to a deputation of colored men. You can look that up and verify. Then we go to here next. Lincoln wanted to relocate free black Americans to a colony in Central America. The irony of it all. Here's his quotes again. There's an unwillingness on the part of our people, speaking of white folks, harsh as it may be, for you free colored people to remain with us. Lincoln added, it is better for us both, therefore, to be separated. The place I'm thinking about having is a colony in Central America. This is Lincoln's quotes right here. Minister Farrakhan has said this, and Noble Drew Ali and Elijah Muhammad, and you all jumped on him, especially some of you black folks. But look what Lincoln said right here. Look what he said. Look what he said. Look what he said. Now, this is from Mr. Bonner, the historian. Part of what Lincoln is doing here is trying to get at that gnawing uncertainty in black people that maybe we can't actually belong in this country, Bonner notes. He's saying we all understand that equality is what this country is supposed to be about, but really, racial equality is not going to happen. So get with the program. Wow. Look around. Look around. Look around. 1862, has it happened? Has racial equality happened? Look around. And we'll finish with Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass, the famed abolitionist who traveled the country speaking about his own experiences as a freed and former slave, was furious at Lincoln, according to Bonner. His solution to convince Lincoln that he needed black Americans to win the war, thus encouraging white Americans to view black Americans as equal. Douglass argued that Lincoln couldn't win the war without abolishing slavery and that black men were essential to the war effort, saying that, quote, men, quote, who would be free themselves must strike the blow, unquote. His logic was that if black men shared their blood to fight for this country, then they must be considered citizens. The painting above depicts him urging Lincoln to let black men fight. We know that's not the case. We know I'm a veteran. We don't get looked at as equal. We know black veterans don't get looked at as equal, no matter what happened. Remember the movie Glory? The first black regiment out of Massachusetts? Remember? No equality. We still don't get looked at as being equal. Bottom line, the main reason Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation was to win the war. If you look at the numbers from the Civil War, you look at the death toll, the North sustained almost twice as many casualties as the South. And that was because of freeing African slaves to help fight. Storming Fort Wagner, look at this. First black regiment, look at this picture. Read, research, and study, my people. I'm telling you, we got a whole lot of garbage being taught out here. And we're going to make it right.